camera one more time. Okay. So last week, we looked at vocabulario de fútbol, soccer. We looked at baseball, el vocabulario de béisbol. Everybody just respond and let me know you're on 166.
I'm there.
Okay, gracias.
Thank you.
Okay, gracias. So, I know we got through baseball. Did we start into basketball and tennis? You can just type.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. I think we stopped with baseball. Okay, so we'll just go ahead and we'll quickly review baseball. And a couple of things I know I covered in my other class, but I'm not sure if I covered with you guys. Oh, you know what? I sent you the link to the document, but I did not change. So don't come yet. I got to change things.
Yeah, I was gonna get on. I'm at a friend's house. I'm not sure I'm gonna get picked up, so it's like, oh, I want to make sure of that before I have to leave in the middle.
Yeah, I got you. We're on page 160.
Emma's not on?
What was that?
I don't have the book, so Emma's the one who has the book, and she doesn't appear to be on.
Oh, okay. You can follow along too. Most of it's repeating, and we'll do and we'll talk a little about a few things. And I can type them on the Google Doc as well. I think I still have the link on my clipboard. There we go. So there's just a few. Let me just, but don't go to the Google Docs just quite yet. I need to change the settings. Otherwise, you guys won't be able to do anything with it. I forgot. Let me change the settings to edit. Emma should be joining us, right? She's.
I don't know.
You don't know.
She doesn't have a reason not to, so she should.
Not any more than you don't, right? Okay. Let's see. Can edit. Yolanda, there we go. Can edit and save changes. Invite people. Okay, so everybody should be able to be on and have editing privileges. Okay, so just looking at words, looking at all these baseball words, we have la jardinera.
Wait, do you want me to get in the doc now?
Say again?
Would you like me to get in the doc now then?
Yeah, yep. Go ahead, my son. So the baseball, and we looked at it last week, all the we looked at baseball terms, and remember that the game is between a bunch of ladies. It's a bunch of lady baseball players, and so I wanted to point out. So in the book we have la jardinera, la bateadora, la catcher. Catcher, let's look at another one. La lanzadora. Okay. La receptora. So you notice that all these are the feminine. These are the feminine forms. It used to be everything just strictly stuck to the masculine. If you happen to be a female position, we just sometimes they would just change la, or you just were el pitcher or el lanzador. Okay, but in the last 20 plus years, they've really have worked on trying to, I mean, just like all in the English language, they've tried to It used to be when someone wrote a story and you were talking generically about some unknown person. We've gone to like, okay, and they, let's talk about a person who might like to read the stories of The Prince and the Pauper. Okay, just some random, who cares about it? So, but someone who might like to read that story, they might like reading about royalty, or they might like listening to classical music. Okay, so when I talk about people generically, when I don't know whether it's male or female, more than one or less than, or one, we kind of use they. Though they is plural, it has kind of become a singular pronoun when the subject is actually unknown, right? Okay, so people who like to water ski in the ocean. It exists. It's a little rough. But so people who like to, a person, even I'll go singular, a person who likes to water ski in the ocean, they obviously have strong legs. They must have the right equipment. Usually they have a back brace. They must have a good person towing them, and they must know how to use their legs to ride through the large waves so they don't hurt themselves. Okay, so I'm talking about a singular person, but I'm using the pronoun they, because what used to happen, and if you look in 16th, 17th, 18th century writing, it always deferred to the masculine. English always used to defer to the masculine and say, a person that likes to open fire, he must first master cooking on the stove, kind of thing. So they would use he, and a lot of times, even still in southern states, you'll find some textbooks, and well, probably not so much anymore, but you used to be able to find examples where everything still deferred to the masculine because I don't know, the woman is the weaker sex or whatever reason it was. That's just the way it was. I mean, in your lifetime, you won't encounter anything that's modern and up to date that uses he as the preferred pronoun. A lot of times, what do you see? You'll see he/she, or we've adapted and used they, though grammatically, I mean, it's not truly correct, but it's totally accepted. That's just how we as a society have accepted that change. So Spanish went through the same thing, but probably a little bit more recently than English did, kind of demasculinizing the language, or just kind of evening the playing field so far as the representation within language. Not necessarily evening the playing field. Doctors, right? So women are allowed to be doctors, but it used to just be in Spanish el doctor, whether it was masculine or feminine. Why? Because 99% of the doctors were males, but nowadays, in the last 30, 40, 50 years, there are more and more women in that field. Just like nurse or secretary. Secretary was primarily a feminine profession, and so a lot of the noun for secretary is feminine, la secretaria. Okay, and even still, we don't say el secretario, we say el secretaria. Okay, so we just change the definite article to masculine, so we know that it's a male doing that job. So just looking at these here, so la jardinera. Okay, so if you have a noun that's a position or a job, so what's the masculine counterpart of la jardinera? The masculine would be what? Any suggestions? Anybody you can type it right next to it. But please don't kill me with your silence either way. Well, oh, we just gonna enter a guess here. El jardinero. Muy bien. Okay. So el jardinero. It didn't like your spelling choice there. So el jardinero. Okay, you can leave it. Let's see. So el jardinero. Okay, now looking at the next one, la bateadora. What would the masculine be? It's slightly different. It's not bateadoro. Okay, it's bateador. Okay, so anytime you see or, okay, at the end, bateador, orador, senador, okay, those are, so it's batter, orator, senator. If they're feminine, you add the A. Okay, so anything that ends in OR and you're making, and it's a noun and you're making it masculine, making it feminine, you just add the A. Whereas, but if you don't know, always defer to the masculine. Say if we're saying, I have no idea if it's men or women playing the game. Maybe it's, obviously if it's professional baseball, it's always going to be masculine. Have yet, I'm not aware of any truly professional baseball leagues for women. So I say I was listening to MLB last night, and it was between a matchup game between the A's and the Giants. I'm going to say el bateador bateó, he batted el béisbol, la pelota. Okay? I'd say el catcher or el receptor hizo un error. He made an error. Okay. El jardinero, ¿cómo se dice? Atrapó la pelota. The catcher caught the ball. Okay. So anytime it ends in ero, like jardinero, the feminine is just changing the O to A. So if a noun that is for a position or a job or something like that for a person, if it ends in a consonant, then you add an A, like doctor, doctora. Okay, but if it ends in an O, like jardinero, then you're going to change the O to A. Okay, so bateador, working backwards, bateador, I know that OR is the ending, so I know that the masculine, el bateador. Is that fairly obvious? Okay, so if it ends, if you see ora on the end of one of those position words, like lanzadora, receptora, bateadora, know that the masculine, you cut the A off, if you're working backwards from the feminine. But if it's ERA, era, then know that it's ERO. So just slight things you have to remember. I don't want this to confuse you, and I'm not sure on the homework what it'll look like. I'll try to make it where it defers to the masculine, so you know to just change the O or add the A. Okay. A lot of explanation.
Why doesn't the catcher change?
Because it's a borrowed word. Yeah. Yeah, but just borrowed words, you're just gonna change. So like, what's another one? La pitcher, catcher, pitcher. Those are completely borrowed words. They're not even Spanish words. So they're just gonna change the L and the la. Good question. Yeah. So el catcher. Okay. I think they're the only two, right? Only two there. Yeah. So la pitcher, la catcher. So the masculine forms would be el pitcher, el catcher. Okay. And then words ending in ista are neither masculine or feminine. You make them whatever. So like we have artista, beisbolista, beisbolista. Those you just say el artista, el beisbolista, feminine, la artista, la beisbolista. Okay. So ista again, those are all kind of job or employment or performance, people who do that thing. So those are all endings that So ista is, like I said, neither masculine or feminine. You just change the definite article, just like with borrowed words. El teacher, la teacher. El catcher, la catcher. Okay, so let's look at basketball. And el tenis. Okay. Repiten, el basketball.
Hi.
El basketball.
Sorry, I didn't know I'd be here till later. That's fine though. So I actually consolidated enough from main service that it would just be two things. So I have a black bag that's right next to my amp. You want to Gator cases on it.
Oh, and mute until you're done with your conversation.
And then my guitar, which is on the shelf on the wall. And the case for that is in that hall closet. Yes.
Okay, sorry about that, guys. You don't see your cursor on the Google Docs. You know, you probably have to go back because you were already in it before I finished Nehemiah. So just go out and come back in and you should be fine. Change your permission. But right when I finished doing it, I saw that you were already on it. So it was probably just a second difference too much. Okay. So let's look at basketball. So repiten, el basketball or el baloncesto. El baloncesto. Okay, basketball, again, a completely directly borrowed word. They just changed it to use their letters so they know how to pronounce it correctly. Baloncesto, probably more used in Spain. And it says balón. We know that balón is a large ball and cesto is a basket. So it's transliterated. I mean, it's translated word for word. Okay, basket and ball. So baloncesto. It's ball basket. Okay. Repiten, driblar con el balón. Driblar con el balón. So note, driblar, definitely a borrowed word. Again, in English, dribble, two B's. Remember the general rule for Spanish, if it has a double letter and it's a cognate, you always drop a double letter. Spanish has very, very few double letters, and it's usually CC. Okay. Vita, go ahead and read the sentence underneath that box for us.
El jugador dribla con el balón.
Okay, so notice it's dribla con. Okay, dribbles with the ball. In English, we just say dribble the ball, but Spanish requires that con, dribbles with the ball. Okay. Nehemiah, did that take care of your cursor? Yes, I see you moving around there. Okay. Then going on to some more. So the basket, el cesto, or la canasta. La canasta.
Are these words going to be in our homework?
Yes, yeah, for this week.
Could you make some sort of difference between basketball hoop, like the two words? Because for basketball, they were the exact same, like there was no difference on our homework. And so whenever I wrote el basketball, it would mark me wrong because it was el baloncesto.
Okay, so maybe on the English, I will put like SP for Spain. You know, I'll put basketball and put SP in parentheses for Spain, and then that way, because it usually has you typing it in Spanish, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. So if I put SP on the English, then you'll know to type. I mean, on the English side, then you know to type baloncesto. Okay. Yeah. Good. Glad you do that. So on the actual basket, I'll just put both of them on there with a comma and one space. That's, I just do like traditional comma, one space, and then you just tag both of them, okay? That way there's no question. Okay, so we've learned field for soccer and for baseball, and we use those same things. It's a baseball field and it's a soccer field and it's a football field. And then for tennis and basketball, we have a court. Okay, so repiten, la cancha. La cancha. Nehemiah, go ahead and read under that picture for us.
Page 66, right?
167. Are you not following along with it?
167?
Yeah, we're on the basketball. Are you repeating?
Yes.
Okay. You know where we
El jugador dribla con el balón.
El jugador, sorry.
Yes?
You're on the second picture, right?
That's the first one.
Read the second one.
Okay.
Read the argument.
El jugador tira el balón cuando mete el balón en el cesto en cesta.
En cesta. Okay, so el jugador tira el balón, here, throws the ball, and then cuando mete al balón, when he makes the ball in the basket, he makes a basket. So encestar is to make a basket. Oh, okay. So encestar is to make a basket. That's an actual verb there. So now let's look at tennis. How would I say tennis?
El tenis.
El tenis. Muy bien. Because the rule is if it ends in a vowel and or s, it's the second to the last syllable that's where the natural stress falls. So it's el tenis. The stress is on the E. Muy bien. El tenis. Repiten, la pelota. La pelota. Of course, that's the ball. Small ball, like in baseball. So it's la pelota. Basketball, soccer, balón. Okay. Racket, la raqueta. La raqueta. The net, la red. La red. And then the tennis court, una cancha de tenis. Una cancha de tenis. A tennis court. And now look at the three words up above the net. Okay, so it's not a noun. It's not telling you an item. It's telling you over. Okay, I need to get the ball over the net for it to be a valid play. Okay, or when I serve, I have to get the ball over the net without touching the net, right? I can touch the net in play, but when I'm serving, it has to go over without touching. So over, there's a couple words for over, but when referring to tennis, it's por encima de. Repiten, por encima de. Por encima de. Okay. So I'll read the sentences underneath the picture. Las amigas juegan al tenis. Una jugadora golpea la pelota. Otra jugadora devuelve la pelota. La pelota tiene que pasar por encima de la red. Juegan individuales, no juegan dobles. Okay? They play, so the verb jugar, and we're going to look at jugar today. It's again a stem changing verb, like we worked on last week. If you look at the first sentence, las amigas juegan al tenis. They play tennis. Al is optional. When I learned to speak Spanish way back in the day, you had to say yo juego al fútbol, yo juego al tenis, yo juego al basketball. You always use that al, but now obviously it's been decided, or it's just changed through the years, that it's optional. It's not necessary. Okay, so they play individuals, they don't play doubles. Okay, so just more. Golpea, second sentence. Una jugadora golpea la pelota. What might golpea mean? Okay, it's hit. Golpear is to hit. Okay, you can hit the wall, you can hit your head. Okay, it's golpear, golpea. Third sentence, otra jugadora devuelve la pelota. Devolver is to return. In just a minute. The fourth sentence, la pelota tiene que pasar por encima de la red. The ball has to pass over the net. Okay, so little ojo box to the right. Note that the verb volver means to return to a place, and devolver means to return something. So if I say, tomorrow I'm going to return to the Grand Canyon where I was 5 years ago and retrace my steps and take a boat ride. Okay. I am returning. I am the thing that is returning. So therefore it's the verb volver. There's also another verb, regresar. And then devolver said, I got monkey slippers for Christmas and I did not like them at all, so I returned them to the store. Devuelve. Okay, I'm going to use the verb devolver when something else other than a person is being returning. Okay, and then look at the little box in the bottom right-hand corner. This is how it's said. That's what a si se dice means. That's what the name of the book is. This is how it's said, or this is how you say it. When you think something is really great, you can say bárbaro, bárbaro. So you get really excited. Your mom says, yeah, I need you to mow the lawn, but I'm going to give you $200 if you get it done in the next hour. You say, bárbaro, especially since, you know, she usually doesn't pay you. That's usually just a job to mow the lawn. So I think something's just like really great. Bárbaro. It's an exclamation. I don't know that it has any meaning. I'm not sure of the exclamation behind it. It's just like wow. Wow is a word, but it's just an exclamation. Or what other kind of exclamations do we have? Like hey. Hey really doesn't mean anything. It's just calling attention, calling someone's attention. Yeah, so words like that. So I'm not sure if bárbaro has some significance behind it, but it's just an exclamation of positiveness. Okay, so let's look at, let's just look really quickly in 168. There's some other borrowed words that are really, really, really funny, especially when in reference to baseball. Baseball, as you can obviously see, uses a lot of borrowed words. And I would say probably basketball, but baseball is more obvious. Baseball is very definitely an American sport, a U.S. sport. So if you look on 168, exercise 2, it says, the first one, la jugadora blank un home run. Home run. Okay. Home run, what does it sound like? It's home run. It's really home run. Okay. So I just want to bring that. I think there might be a couple other things, but that's probably the funniest one. Home run. Does it get any more? Where am I typing? I'm not even typing anymore. Terrible. Okay, so now let's look at, last week we worked on some changing verbs where the E changed to IE. So let's look at página 172, 172, where we have the O in the verb changing to UE. Okay. We're gonna look at O to E stem change. Remember, the stem is what? Everything that is left over after you drop the A or E or I off. That's the stem. Okay? So our words for today are poder, to be able to. In English, how do I conjugate the verb to be able to? Generally, I say I can, you can, we can, they can, right? It's kind of more of a helping verb. Okay, we have volver, which we've already looked at a bit to know that it's to return. A person, dormir. Anybody have any idea what dormir means? Dormir.
To return something.
Dormir? No, that's devolver. But the DE in front of the word. Dormir is to
Dormir?
sleep.
Oh, this shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Devolver. Yeah, okay. So we'll put that right here. Devolver is to return something. To return something. Okay. So dormir is to sleep. Okay, so very important word. Those of you who like to sleep or take naps or sleep for a long time. Dormir es muy importante, ¿sí? Okay, so those are all O to UE stem changing. And then the last verb you see on there is jugar. And that is to play. Okay, I want to bring out a couple of things here. Jugar is only to play games or to play sports. Okay, if I'm talking about an instrument. Okay, what is going on here? Okay, tocar is to play. I'll put in parentheses an instrument. Okay, so if I play the piano, I say yo toco el piano. Okay, if I say I play the trombone, yo toco el trombón. Or I play the drums, yo toco la batería. I play the guitar, I don't play the guitar, yo no toco la guitarra. Okay? So, but if I play baseball, yo juego baseball. Juego baseball, yo juego el tenis, yo juego fútbol, yo juego fútbol norteamericano. Okay? Just be aware of the difference. Play game, sport. Okay. All right. So let's look at the conjugation here. El viento es loco. ¿Comprenden? El viento es muy loco. ¿Qué significa? Oops. El viento es muy loco. What did I just say? The wind is crazy, right? Is it crazy for everybody else? It's absolutely crazy.
You said viento.
Viento. The wind.
I don't remember anymore. It's fine.
Yeah, el viento es muy loco. Y la lluvia, llueve mucho, ¿sí? Llueve mucho y hace mucho viento afuera. Okay, so let's just take a quick look at this verb poder. Okay. Yo.
Well.
Go ahead and mute. I mean, not Owen. Sorry, Nehemiah.
Say it again.
Go ahead and mute.
Okay.
Go ahead and mute. Yeah. Gracias. It's nothing personal. There's just a lot of static and fuzz background. And when I talk, it repeats everything I say. It's picking it up as it comes out of the mic is picking up as it comes out of the speakers or something like that. Okay, so looking at the Google Doc, let's together we'll conjugate. Okay, so in poder, that O in poder is going to change to UE. Remember, which two forms do not stem change? For those of you who did your homework. You can just type it anywhere. I'll see your answer. Oh, did we lose Vita? I just don't have you on the Google Doc. Okay. But I see you on the Hangout. Okay. All right. So, yo puedo. Muy bien. Yo puedo. Muy bien. That means I can. Okay, so if I say yo puedo cantar, I can sing. Yo no puedo bailar. I can't dance. Okay. So another way, if I say I can dance, what's another way to convey the same information in English? I say I am able to dance. I am able to sing. I am able. That's the same thing in Spanish. So yo puedo, tú puedes, so yo puedes, puede, podemos, right? Because nosotros and vosotros no can change. Podéis. Someone can put the accent in for me, and then pueden. Okay. So we can eat pizza. Sounds good right now. Okay. How would I say that? Someone type that in there. We can eat pizza. I'll do another one. George can play soccer. Someone else, go ahead and take George can play soccer, Nehemiah. And then Owen will give you Susan can speak Spanish. Maybe an easy one so you don't need the book for that one, Owen. Okay, so Rita, you don't need the
Wait, which one am I?
Susan can speak Spanish. The last one I just typed there. Susan can speak Spanish. Right where my cursor is. Yeah, there you go. So there you go. Muy bien, Vita. Because you said we can eat a pizza. But you know what? To be honest with you, we can probably eat 10 pizzas, right? We're really hungry and it's really good. I just might be able to do that. So, but yeah, so just we eat pizza in general. Nosotros podemos comer pizza. Maybe Joey can't eat pizza because he has wisdom teeth out. No, Joey no puede comer pizza, or he's not able to eat pizza. Nehemiah, you have need some help there? Okay. Remember, can is from this verb.
Every time I try to type, the whole screen just keeps moving down. That's what's going on. I'm typing it in. It's just this. You know, like it just regularly scrolls down and upward.
Maybe your hand's on something.
Huh?
Maybe your hand's on something. Maybe you're hitting a certain button, or your hand. That happens when your hand gets on the little mouse pad.
Oh, okay, I guess, but.
So Susan,
Yeah.
okay, Owen, Susan puede, right? Looking here on what I typed there for you. Puede. And how do you say speak? Okay. Probably a word you knew before you ever even took Spanish, right? Susana puede hablar español. You knew that. Susana puede hablar español. There you go. You got it. Okay. Looking at volver, same thing. Okay. I return. Volver. No, I'm just going to take okay. We deliver volver and devolver. Okay. So I'll just put in parentheses today, right? Devuelvo. This word is a little hard to say. Okay. Yo repiten, yo vuelvo. Yo vuelvo. You got the L before the V and it's kind of a harder sound. Okay, so I return to the store. Yo vuelvo a la tienda. I return the book to the library. Yo devuelvo el libro a la biblioteca. Okay, so just is. Again, the parentheses are there because this is for de nosotros en vosotros, de stem change. Okay. So there you see the stem change. Go, volver, changes to the A. And we'll quickly look at jugar is to play a game or a sport. Knowledge. Okay. So jugar is a U to U extension. Notice the O is open. So the U changes to U. So you can see there in the book on the bottom of page 172. You can say yo juego. It highlights where all the steps changing. Nehemiah, can you mute please? So Nehemiah, I'm looking at your sentence that you wrote. Just got to change your U and your E. Puede, the U and then the E. Okay. So just quickly looking at jugar in the book. Yo juego, tú juegas. Jugar, U changes to UE. We have juego, I play. You play, juegas. Juega. Jugamos. Jugáis. Sorry, I don't have the accent there. And juegan. Okay. On Monday we will have a conjugation quiz. Okay. Over stem changers. Okay. So it'll be one of these, it'll be probably 3 of these verbs that we're working with. Okay. So you'll have to know, okay, querer. Okay, well that must be E to IE because there's no O. Okay. So know what stem changes where. Okay. So it'll be from pages 170 and 172. Okay. So you do your homework, it should be easy. Okay, you shouldn't have to study too much if you do your homework. Oh, messed that up there. There you go. Okay, so preguntas. Any preguntas? Okay, and if you're not understanding anything, please don't hesitate to contact me, email, texting, however. Okay, but please make sure you understand. Conjugation is like the crux of Spanish in the first couple of years, because then we're just going to keep learning. We're going to learn past tense, we're going to learn future, we're going to use conditional, we're going to use subjunctive, we're going to do the pluperfect, and we're going to do the conditional past. And so there's just a lot riding on the whole conjugation. So just make sure you fully understand it. And then for the quiz on Monday, it's most specifically it's stem changers. So if you don't understand the whole stem changing thing, let me know as well. But your homework should provide plenty of insight for the quiz. Okay? But preguntas?
Nope.
No preguntas? No preguntas. Okay. Adiós. Hasta lunes.